Another day of sitting around and drinking about it while the water just flows into my brain. They call it waterboarding. And by the way, all that stuff you've seen in the media about them pouring water down your throat, it's not true. What waterboarding, it's like a boarding school where they merge you with AI so you can become a technocrat like the Democratic Party is. And I've been trying to free the Democrats from the shackles that they're in, but the problem is they don't want to be freed. They actually like this stuff. I think they've crossed over so far that they're not coming back. You can cut the chains. You know the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink? Well, I come up with a new one. You can cut the chains off of a slave, but you can't make them get up and walk off, right? Well, the Democrats are all shackled by the. See, here's the deal. Here's what the whole Russian collusion thing was about. The NSA has technology that's controlling the entire country's mind, especially the Democratic Party. They're all puppet leaders, right? It's nanotechnology. It's attached to your neurons, okay? And the GPS and 5G and different things like that drives the nanotechnology, and it creates a mind hive. Well, if you ever noticed how the Democrats are always on the same page, I mean, they're just one big Borg. In the media, too. I mean, it's the media Democrat Borg, right? Well, the reason that the media was talking about collusion, right? Russian collusion, and I've already covered this, but I just wanted to point it out again because it's the NSA. They have this thing called blood money straws. And what that is the technology. If you have the heads up display, you can see the green and red photons, which is the NSA. They told on themselves the other day in a tweet, a pumpkin spice latte tweet, where they had a green and a red straw, and it said something about paid sick leave. Well, this technology will make you sick, right? And what they do is it'll come into your mind and it can literally pull memories. Okay, this is how they make puppet leaders. And how, like Kavanaugh, they knew all of that stuff about him when he was in college. They went into his mind with this technology and pulled his memories. The guy in Alabama that had the girlfriends that were young from like 30 years before, remember that? They went into his mind and pulled his memories, okay? The technology literally goes into your mind, pulls memories, then it finds blackmail on you. That's what the NSA does to make a puppet leader. And China does it too, right? So the NSA created this mind hive Democratic Party that they have. Of course, it was already a Democratic Party, but the technology came along and made them transhumanist mind hive, right? And they're all slaves now. And I'm going to tell you why. The technology inside of their mind can be hacked, okay? It can be hacked. Now, whether or not China or Russia, whoever the fuck, who knows who it was that hacked the technology that was in Hillary Clinton's mind. Remember how she was really sick during the campaign and she didn't go campaign at all and all that stuff? Not to mention all of the constituents in the Democrats. I mean, it's tribal, okay? There's two stones. There's a right-wing stone, there's a left-wing stone, okay? And that's what pits the country against each other. Now, the Democratic stone is the one driving Antifa and all of that stuff, and they're all freaking nuts. These people are out of their minds. And it's the NSA that's driving these people, okay? I'm telling you, they are hacked. You know how they say somebody's a hack? Like the guy in the media, he's just another hack. That means his mind's hacked and he's a freaking meat suit, okay, America? I don't know if y'all are aware of this because you're all meat suits now, too. They sprayed it all over the skies. And every election's rigged, okay? They're literally manipulating your mind, reading your thoughts, putting it into a big supercomputer, right? So that it can crunch the data and tell the media what they need to say. And this can forecast future events, too. So they'll run several different scenarios before they'll tell the media what to say after they've read the entire country's minds in order to get somebody elected or to push a narrative or anything like that. Everybody is digitally enslaved, and I'm in a political prison because just for the simple fact that I realize it. So they tortured me because of this. Because I wasn't asleep like everybody else was. And it's the fucking NSA. There's a movie called Official Secrets or Unofficial Secrets or Official Secrets. It's something like that. Looks like it'll be a good movie. It's about how the NSA blackmailed the UN, got a bunch of email on or blackmail on United Nations officials and different other countries and stuff in order to push the Iraq war. I'm not saying that particular story's true, but the NSA does have the capability to get blackmail on people by finding their memories. And then all you got to do is push that story in the media, and the person who remembers what had happened, they start freaking out instead of just denying it because there probably isn't any evidence of it at all anywhere. See, what they'll do is they'll pull a memory about a time, let's say you did something kinky, right? Or I mean, it could be sexual. It could be you beat somebody up or you stole some money from somebody, but there's no proof of it, right? You can't prove it, but you had the memory of it. They'll go pull that memory and then they'll blast it on the news, right? And the person who's getting bombarded by something that was just a memory is going, "Oh God, they got me," and they got them then, or they won't blast it on the news. They'll drop it here and there and just kind of mess with their mind a little bit and be like, "We got you now. You're either going to do what we want you to do, or we're going to put it all over the news." But there's no proof. It was just a memory that was pulled from their mind. And these people actually allow themselves to be blackmailed by this shit. That is the Democratic Party in a nutshell. They've all had their memories pulled. And they've all done illegal shit or something embarrassing. Like if it was a guy like President Trump getting pegged by Melania. Apparently they pulled that memory. Of course, I mean... Hey, Melania's pretty good looking, all right? I don't know if that's gay or not, but I wouldn't let nobody blackmail me over it. Anyways, that's just an example of how, there may not be any proof of it. Now, there might be a video of it, and knowing President Trump, if there wasn't a video of it, he probably wouldn't let that bother him, okay? He's not going to let it bother him. But there must be a video of that, which kind of sucks. However, depends on who has the video, actually. Trying to be serious here because this is actually serious. The Democratic parties were all put into office because they went and traversed through their memories, found blackmail on them, and then said, "We have the proof, and if you don't do what we want you to do, you are, we're going to expose it in the media." But the thing is a lot of times they don't even have the evidence. There's no proof. So if they exposed it in the media like they're doing to President Trump over and over and over again, and then there's never any proof, he's fabricating memories just to fuck with the media. That's what I did the whole time. I'm not kidding. I swear to God, I've fabricated a lot. Like me killing Travis McDonald, and burying him in concrete. Travis McDonald's still alive. So y'all don't have any blackmail on me, okay? But the Democrats cave to this, and it really, I have a heads-up display so I can see the memories that it's pulling, and I'm like, wow, man, you can remember that better than I can. It's crazy. It's like you'll see a memory in your chipped eyes that I have, your cyborg eyes, transhumanist eyes. You'll see that memory, right? And it's like, damn. This is when I realized they were checking my memories. It's like one time I got in a fight with my wife. She'd kicked my ass for like 3 hours straight. She was a Russian. She beat the shit out of me for like 3 hours straight. Well, I finally snapped and I threw her on the ground, right? Which, I'm not proud of that or anything. But literally, she used to beat me up a lot. I used to have black eyes and stuff like that. You can only take so much of that shit, okay? I don't beat women, all right? But I did throw her on the ground. Guilty as charged. And I'm not afraid to admit that either. If you knew my ex-wife, who the NSA murdered, by the way, because she was Russian, you would realize that, me just throwing her on the ground after she beat the shit out of me really wasn't that big of a deal. And I can assure you, I'm not into beating up women. Now, my point is, they were actually going to use that as blackmail or something against me. And that's when I learned, right? That is when I learned that they were reading my memories, or how to fabricate a memory, or how to just absolutely throw idiotic shit out of there, like fucking a giraffe, climbing up on a ladder. I broke into a zoo one time, and I climbed up on a ladder, and I had sex with a giraffe. Well, a raff is a triangle, like the Illuminati. and it's a triangle on a sailboat. So it's the top triangle, and underneath it's that square, you know. Well, if it's a government issued raft, that's an Illuminati, right? So a government issued raft, a giraffe, right? I climbed up on a ladder and I fucked the giraffe. That was one of the memories that I put in there for them. Anyways, there's a lot of other, like a dog named Schwarzkopf. He was a general, and I sexually please him and stuff. Like, because I'm trying to say I'm with the generals. You get it? I'm gonna go with the generals here. You know, whatever happens, I'm on the general side. I'm on the Pentagon side. You see a dog named Schwarzkopf. Y'all see what I did there? My dog named Sushi Q. Remember the vision that I came up with where I was having sex with my dog Sushi Q, screwing the pooch? You got to understand my Spanish that I've thrown out there for you. None of this you're going to be able to blackmail me with, because everything that was involved in all of that had an underlying meaning that I fabricated and put into your operating system to come back at a later date and show you how all of this shit works, Democrats, so I could cut the chains off of your feet, okay? Hoping that you would get up and walk away. But no, you're not. Because you just don't get it. I think y'all have completely crossed over and you're not even home anymore. You're being completely controlled by the NSA sellouts and China, right? I know how this whole system works, okay? It's the whole game plan, and I don't want to use the term Kalergi plan, okay? Because I'm not sure about this Kalergi plan. But that communist playbook, change history to our benefit, encourage people to spy on one another, blackmail people in power, and that whole playbook that I put out there in those emails that I've sent DIA and everything is the NSA operating system that they are using on the Democratic Party right now. And they don't even have actual evidence or facts to back any of this up. And the Republicans are in the same boat, some of them. Some of them are being blackmailed by this technology too. And China has the technology as well. And I'm almost convinced at this point that the NSA has sold out to China, because Google did, right? Google sold out to China. DeepMind, NSA gave Google $500 million to get around the Freedom of Information Act in order to run DeepMind and control people's minds and build a matrix in America where we're basically all controlled like freaking alien ant farm zombie slaves, right? This is a fact, America. I'm not making any of this up. And this is what is wrong with the Democratic Party and why they are selling the country out. Some of them are probably patriots, but they're all blackmailed and they're all being tortured by the technology that tried to do the same fucking thing to me. Okay? I know the whole system. I know how it works. I know what the politicians are dealing with, right? You're not going to blackmail me, okay? I hustled the shit out of you. All right? You should have watched Pinky and the Brain when you were 12 years old, so you would have understood how all of this works, and you would have learned how to speak Spanish or side talk in a way that where you came back at a later date and figure out that the names of those animals just made perfect sense, didn't they? Like that time I climbed into a zoo and I fucked a giraffe. If y'all actually believe that, you're a lot stupider than I thought you were. I'm just trying to show you how to game the system here, Democrats. You're getting played, okay? You're obviously selling out the country because you went through what I had to go through, all right? I took the chains off of you already. I know you're getting this information, all right? I know some of you are. I'm connected to your freaking Borg mind hive, the media's mind hive, and the Democratic Party. All right. And I'm tired of watching y'all sell out the country because you're all a bunch of pussies and you're allowing yourselves to be blackmailed by some stupid shit that was pulled out of your memories. All right. I know exactly what's going on. You're all compromised. You all need to tell the nation that you're compromised so that this can be fixed. All right. And really, honestly, if you're truly by law, if you're compromised, you're supposed to say something about that, Democrats. So really, you're all going to be out of a job when it comes out that you're compromised. All of you. because you didn't report the compromising information to the FBI like you're supposed to, right? Or if it's something that has to do with, militarily, you should report it to the military. But the FBI needs to know that you're compromised so that they can figure out a solution behind the scenes. And if they can't, well, they need to relieve you of your duty, Democrats, because you're selling out the nation for things that you've done, like the flu shot. All right, that one's out there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's another reason why you're being blackmailed. I mean, y'all allowed that to happen. I mean, what are you going to do when the public finds out that you pumped them full of transhumanist technology so you could control their minds and meddle in elections to later blame it on Russia? When in fact it was the NSA and the sold out government that was doing it themselves. And the only way that Russia was going to get involved in any of that is to hack it externally. They didn't have their own nanotechnology sprayed all over the skies like NATO put everywhere. This technology was our technology. And if Russia or China or whoever's hacking it, you see the pickle there? There ain't a fucking thing you can say about it, you stupid motherfuckers. You basically just turned the entire country into a free-for-all slave farm, is what you did. Yeah, and guess who the biggest fucking slaves in the world are right now? The Democratic Party. Huh. I wonder who's got you enslaved, right? Think about it. Think about that one. Yeah.